Welcome to Live with Loyalty. Come in, you guys. Say hey to me and how you doing? How you doing today? So we're gonna I'm gonna get right on into it because triggering. Um, First of all, hey, how you doing? Welcome in. Welcome to my channel. Um, if you have not followed me on Instagram, please follow me on at live w loyalty on Instagram, on Facebook at Shanna Williams. And don't forget, if you have not subscribed to my YouTube channel, please do subscribe. Thank you. Um as you come in, hit that like button and give me a comment. Say, hey girl, how you doing? What's up, sis? Let me know. Just let me know you appreciate the content. Cause I appreciate the likes. I appreciate all my new subscribers. You know what I'm saying? On the road to 2,000 and we getting on up there. Yeah, I have to take some days off mentally because sometimes this stuff it gets emotional, but you have to keep going, especially when you're about to talk about Nazaya's case. I'll talk about this a little bit, but it's kind of it's a lot. It's a lot, but you have to get this message out to people because for one, you do not want this to be going on around you and be clueless about it. Seriously, you do not want your kids, your other family members, even adults to be going through this. You know what I'm saying? So, um, you know, sorry about that. Yeah. So, as you come in, like I said, we're about to talk about Nazaya's Harris case that's still going on. As we know, we do allegedly know that she is unalive, um, but still need to find that body. Okay, it's this is a wicked story. Like, but this young lady, her light shines because she's touching the heart of a lot of people. That lets you know that her spirit is very strong. The things that happened to her did not deserve, and nobody deserves to go through that. It seemed as though that she did not have people around her that loved her, and I bet you 9 times out of 10, they kept the people that really cared about her away from her. They are so manipulative in this situation, all of these adults. And I really seriously believe that each and every one of them has something to do with it. So it's just it's heartbreaking to see that a child has to go through this and know that a child had to get their life taken because adults around them were jealous. If you would have let a child be a child, it's just so sickening how they thought and still think. As I play some of these clips, little videos of this family or anything that's involved in this family, sickening. Um, it just makes me want to throw up. Seriously, it just makes me want to throw up. So this is crazy, y'all. This is crazy. But we finna get started. So, somebody wrote 11-year old. She was not 11 when she went missing. She was 13. I don't know. Someone was speaking on Nazaya here. So for 2 whole years, he shaped and molded her. mind into what he wanted to be. Yes, her texts were mature, but that's because she had a grown man brain watching her for 2 years and talking to her like she was grown. He taught her that um everybody around her failed her. Oh, so true. And made her the way she was. I done seen too many statuses from grown women who got fooled by grown men every day saying a little girl should know better. Well, so should you. Every time you get played, manipulation is real and a mind game. If a ninja could convince you and you grown, why you think you can't convince a child? Say it with me, please. Naziah Harris was not grown. Naziah Harris was not grown. She was groomed. How long he's been grooming her? I think those text messages with him went back to 2022, 21 or 22. So she was what, 19 years old? And they haven't even found it. I was so disgusted about with those text messages. I can't even play them on here. And I said this in one of my other videos about Naziah Harris, and I can't even play them on here. It's so disgusting. So, with that being said, she was a baby. She was even a baby before she got unalive. Where was these people? Her caregivers, which supposed to be her grandmother. And sometimes she was over there with her auntie Shannon, who's his baby mother, Jarvis Butt's baby mother. Man, look here. This is crazy. So someone comes out, and is it the friend or Jarvis's brother? I'm thinking it's Jarvis's brother. So let's see what he has to say.
Earlier that day and on the floor, instead of them calling the nurse, they called the counselor. School failed them. So once Shannon beats on it, she passes out, she dies right there. So they panic. So they get her, the twin sister help Shannon get her into the mama car, and they go and meet Jarvis. Meet Jarvis out there by where the other girlfriend lives. And Jarvis was going to all these different houses at his different girlfriend house, establishing his alibi. Because he knew what had happened between her and Shannon. That he had nothing to do with it, but knew that he was also the last person seen with her and probably would be questioned too about her being unalive. So once Shannon and the sister go out there to meet them out there, they get rid of the body, right? So once they get rid of the body, he tell them, bring some extra clothes or whatever. So they get rid of the body and they throw those.
My whole thing is I understand, okay, he's speaking, but I hope he told all this to the detectives, the police department. This is who, but when you sit up here and you think about it, who can we trust? Who the heck can we trust? In situations like this, who can you trust? I mean, this baby couldn't even trust the people around her. you know, and CPS, you know, so basically they were adopted by their grandmother. So, they're supposed to be checked on, you know what I'm saying? So why wasn't anything suspect? Was it not suspect even in the community? Was it not even, I mean, what? They failed her. They failed her, you guys. And we all know parents, grandparents. parents, grandfathers, aunties, uncles. We know that they're not perfect and everybody doesn't have it figured out. But when I say everybody around her failed her, everybody. And then they have this cousin that her name is Roxy, and she's going around asking Shannon, and because Shannon is a twin, her mother is. Let me show you, because I want y'all to see this lady talk. Those twins, Shannon and her sister, their mother is Naziah Harris' grandmother, which you know Naziah's mother is her daughter. So I want you to see her on the witness stand. Y'all let me know in the comments what y'all think about her.
Thank you. Could you state your name for the record?
Annette Harris.
And Ms. Harris, do you know someone or did you know someone by the name of Naziah Harris?
Yes.
And who is Naziah to you?
My granddaughter.
Are you her legal guardian?
Yes, I am.
When did you become her legal guardian?
I adopted Naziah back in 2016.
And that was court work or paperwork filed and all of that to legally adopt her?
Yes, it took a process.
Oh.
Yes.
And back in January of 2024, did Naziah live with you?
Yes.
I don't want to know the specific address, but what street did you live on?
Bedford.
And is that in the city of Detroit, Wayne County?
Yes, it is.
How long had Naziah been living with you at that address on Bedford?
Oh, wow. Basically, ever since I had her.
Since 2016?
Well, we moved to another house.
Okay. When did you move into the Bedford house?
Let me see. 2019, we moved in that house, and then moved in the house that I am now, which is still on Bedford.
Okay. And did Naziah make those moves with you?
Yes.
And in January of 2024, at that Bedford location, who else lived there?
Just me, the kids. My other daughter lived with me at the other address. But it was just basically me and my kids and Shannon.
And who is Shannon?
My daughter.
And what's her last name?
Harris.
And she lived with you and Naziah and the other kids at the Bedford location?
At the first Bedford location.
Okay.
Yes.
At that first Bedford location, how many other kids, in addition to Naziah, lived there?
My other two, my grandson and my other grandchildren.
Okay. So how many kids total in that house?
Let's see. 6. Should have been 6.
And you and Shannon, correct?
Well,
Living there.
Shannon, she was there, but she wasn't really like there all the time.
Okay.
She would spend more majority of her time at my house, but actually Shannon had her place out in Clinton Township.
And when you were there in January of 24, how old was Naziah at that time?
January 24th, she had 13. She had her birthday in September.
And was she going to school?
Yes, she was.
What school did she attend?
J.E. Clark Preparatory Academy.
And is that also in Detroit?
Yes, it is.
Just generally, can you tell us about your morning routine with the kids, specifically Naziah, about getting them to school and things like that?
Sure. Okay. 6 a.m. That's when I get the children up. They usually get up, get dressed, prepare themselves. About 7:15, 7:20, we're basically saying prayer and we're loading up in the car. I'm dropping them off at school at 7:30. Breakfast starts at 7:30, and they like to eat breakfast at school.
And does that include Naziah? You would drop her off at J.E. Clark?
All together, yes.
Now, I want to talk about, let me ask it this way. Did you know someone by the name of Jarvis Butts?
Yes.
And do you see Mr. Butts in the courtroom today? need to stand up and look around?
I have my glasses on, so I don't see them.
Do you need glasses, ma'am?
Yeah,
Okay,
my daughter has my glasses.
Okay, Judge, may I take a moment to go get her glasses?
Yes.
May I approach witness, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you.
And if you could just stand up and take another look around.
Okay. Yes.
Do you see Mr. Butts in the courtroom today?
Yes.
Could you
Yes.
point to him and identify a piece of clothing that he's wearing?
Blue uniform with the blue mask.
For the record, the witness has identified Jarvis Butts, the defendant in this matter.
So reflected?
And may I approach the witness again, Judge?
Yes.
I'm approaching with what's already been admitted as People's 9. And Ms. Harris, do you recognize the person in that photo?
Yes,
And who is that person?
Jarvis Butts.
And is that the same person you've identified in court here today?
Yes.
And Ms. Harris, how did you know Mr. Butts back in January of 2024?
He's the father of my daughter's children.
And is that daughter Shannon Harris?
Yes.
Okay. How many kids do they have together?
5.
And would he come around your house on Bedford in January or the months leading up to January?
Whenever he did come, he would always pull up in a white truck, and Shannon would go out to the car, and they would sit and talk or whatever, but he would very rarely come in my house.
And during that time when he would come around and sit in his car, was there any times that he would interact with Naziah that you saw?
Not that I remember, no.
Okay. Now I want to talk specifically about January 9th. You had described your morning routine with the kids. Did you follow that routine on January 9th?
Yes, I did.
And did that include dropping Naziah off at J.E. Clark 7:15 to 7:30?
Yes.
And can you tell us what she was wearing on January 9th, 2024?
Yes, she was wearing a pair of light powdered blue jeans with a light powdered blue jacket that had the black little fur around the collar. It was like a 2-piece set.
And did she have a sweater on or a shirt on or something?
She had a shirt. She wore a shirt underneath it.
And you remember, did she have any other clothes with her on the 9th when you dropped her off?
She had her little blue sweatshirt with the little hoodie. She had that with her.
And do you know how or when she got that hoodie?
I bought that hoodie for her. I guess it was in the fall sometime when I bought it. When I first, I mean, it wasn't nothing new. It was just one of her old hoodie jackets she used when she go to gym.
Okay. And in terms of, if you know, the condition of that hoodie on the 9th, was it torn, ripped, damaged in any way?
No,
Okay.
it was fairly, really, like, kind of like still new, because she took pretty good care of her things.
Oh,
Mm-hmm.
may I approach, Judge?
Yes.
I'm approaching with People's Proposed Exhibit 12. Ms. Harris, do you recognize what I just handed you?
Yes,
And is that a picture of Naziah?
yes.
And do you know when that picture was taken?
The same day, January the 9th, she took this picture.
Oh, move to admit People's Proposed 12.
Any objection?
No objection.
It'll be admitted as People's Exhibit 12.
The first thing I am going to say about this is just like when I seen Shannon on, um, on numerous of videos that people made, and also when she got on the stand, they showed no concern, and they like had attitudes and act like they were smarter than the lawyers, and I kept seeing the judge just kept looking at them like, you think you're really smart, don't you think you're very smart, don't you think you're gonna get away with this. In my opinion, it's just my opinion, that they were protecting each other, but most of all, the women are protecting themselves. They will allow Jarvis Butts to go down if they have to. But I feel as though Jarvis Butt is gonna, if he sees himself going down by himself and the way that they're playing it, the games that they're playing, because they're playing games, and from the looks of it, I feel when they talk, they have no sorrow, man. No sorrow. Like, she went to school that day. Did y'all know that lady waited to the next day to go to the police? Where she went first is to Nazia's school, to the counselor at her school, whom Zanaya needed because she was in pain when she was in school that day. And they couldn't find a counselor nowhere. She was in pain. So the counselor didn't come for her, but the grandmother can find the counselor, go to the counselor first about Nazia, you know, supposed to be not coming home, you know what I'm saying? Which they already knew what happened. They already knew, because in my opinion, these people set this up. Just like the friend or the brother with the first video said that Shannon, which is Desir's auntie, got upset because Nazia really was pregnant. She really was. And she got extremely upset. So I felt like she called Jarvis to let him know how angry she was. Okay? It's so much that goes on, been going on in this. I just wanted you guys to see the grandmother. So unbothered. And then she want to act like she ain't see the man in there with no glasses. If you was that blind, you should have brought your glasses already. Is that part of y'all plan to do so you can be like this old, vulnerable old lady? So she also goes on in that clip, in another clip, but she was still on the stand, the grandmother. And she says that she doesn't deal with Zanaya's um Nazia's mother. She barely come around. Did you keep her from around her because the same thing happened to her mother? And I want you guys to listen to this because this just breaks my heart. Let me start it from the beginning. I got a audio clip.
Was the family. I was awakened by a tap on my shoulder spiritually. Family. Oh, and the other thing is, let's clarify.
Let's start over.
Where was the family? Oh, and the other thing is, let's clarify. And we don't have to go into extensive details about her mom, but can we please clarify just a general idea of her mother and the father. We know that the father did pass away last year. But if you guys can share with us just a little bit, just to put that to rest so that people understand what the dynamics are.
I'll speak on her mother because I really didn't have a relationship with her father. Kiwana knows him better than I do. Her mother loved her. She loved her children. She just had, like I said, she grew up with Annette in a household, and she went through the same thing at 13 as Neziah. So, she had a lot on her, and no one ever got her help. So, and she loved her children. She just couldn't fight those demons that were chasing her. When all this stuff was going on with Neziah, we finally caught up with her because people were lying, and specifically Annette and people in the family were saying that she just left. She never left. She said, I'm staying here until y'all find out what happened to my baby. But she just staying out the way because Annette was trying to say she had something to do with it. Other people were trying to say, well, actually, she was the first person to give the police the information they needed to try to figure out what happened to Neziah.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. But when we found her just talking to her, she said, this stuff just keep on falling, this sex stuff, she said, it's just keep on chasing me. It's chasing me, now it's got my baby.
Oh, my God.
So
this is really sad. Where was the family?
So I hope you guys heard that. This is Neziah's mom right here. And she was SA too as a young girl. As the young lady was saying, that is part of Neziah's family. She is a family member of Neziah's family, and they have numerous of her family members on this panel. But she knew more about Neziah's mom. And Neziah's mom was she was the person that first told the police officer about what was going on with her daughter. So because Annette, which is her mother, and Neziah's grandmother, who adopted her allegedly in 2016, she, they were trying to accuse Neziah's mother, right? See, that's crazy. You're gonna say that Annette, which is Neziah's grandmother, and her mom, Neziah's mom. So you're gonna sit up there and say that she hasn't been around. This is what the grandmother said on the stand. She don't come around. She really don't fool with her. What is that to say about your own daughter? Y'all, they're wicked. This thing didn't just start with Neziah. This is a whole sickness in their family. Okay? Neziah's mom went through the same thing. Was she, just like her cousin said, she could not fight those demons. So, but she loved her children. She couldn't fight the demons. And I see many people like that. But you're going to sit up there on the stand and say that the mother, really don't come around. She really don't deal with her mother, Neziah's mother. I just can't see how you say something like that about your child. You should still want them to see their mother. Okay? Because then that way she could be checking on her daughter and making sure her daughter is straight. Because one thing about it, even though she may got those habits like that, she know where she got them from. And it all began with you, grandmother. She know what she had. Zania's mother know what she had to go through. It's a house full of that. They need not to have other kids. She had 6 kids in that household. She should not have any now. Shannon shouldn't, which is the auntie, she should not have any. She and her twin sister should not have any right now. And if anybody that got up on that stand that is in on their little plot, which I think the grandmother is the one plotting. I do. I do. And making the twins, telling the twins exactly what to do. Did you see how she tried to get up there so calm? But when you look deep into her evil self, you can tell that she ain't worth nothing. I can't stand when okay, they're so manipulative. She get up here and she's very, very manipulative. Very manipulative. Sit down and you want to use those, older people tactics, move slow, talk like you walk like your bones hurt and go up there and act like you can't see. And then, but your eyes are wide open when you found it out this stuff was going on. So how long did y'all think this type of stuff was gonna last? But a child had to lose her life for everybody eyes in Detroit. The people that failed her, the cops, everybody around, the teacher, the counselors. You have a couple of people. It was like the lunch lady. She did an interview and she said she was upset that day, but you got to remember she was pregnant. So her mood had started changing. And so now, and it's another lady that found her she's a substitute. She said she was always sweet. Nazaria was always sweet to her, you know, um, and very smart, but it was just a particular day where she was just upset and the substitute teacher said she laid in the middle of the floor and her stomach was hurting as if because she didn't know she was pregnant. The cafeteria lady said she didn't know she was pregnant, but everybody seems to be, only person that didn't seem to be blind was that substitute. She was very worried about Nazaria. Very, very worried about Desire. But it was even skeptical to me for the cafeteria ladies. She's like, I'm just gonna stick to where I'm at. I see her at breakfast and I see her at lunch. That's it. I don't know what goes on. The people said the lawyers asked her, did you see any type of poster up around the school? No. So you stay in the outhouse back there or something. You don't see nothing in the front of the house. You don't see nothing. Is you like a slave or something? Because you don't walk around the school at all. You don't hear the children talking about it. You don't hear the teachers talking about it. I couldn't believe that. I don't believe that. I understand trying to stay out of, but that's the freaking problem. Everybody trying to stay out of stuff. That's they busy what's going on in the house. No, a child is unalive because of this. Watch your kids. Watch these sorry MFers that be around your kids. It is not just men that do it, it's women. It's women. See, these children don't be knowing what they be doing when they be young like that. They being groomed into it. And this guy groomed her. And not only him, somebody else in the family that's the grandmother's brother. Sitting up there on the live just dancing behind her, not no regular dancing. I can't even put that on here because it breaks my heart saying that. But leave in the comments, how y'all feel about this. This, I know it's been all over the internet, but one thing about it is, hey, we have to keep up. And this man, I'm gonna tell you, this man, Jarvis Bud, he had so many women. This man, this right here is his fiance.
May I proceed, Judge?
Yes.
Thank you. Could you state your name for the record, ma'am?
Tashiana Davis.
And Ms. Davis, I want to ask you about someone by the name of Jarvis Butts. Do you know that person?
Yes,
And how do you know Mr. Butts?
he was my fiance.
And do you see Mr. Butts in the courtroom today?
Yes,
Could you point to him and identify a piece of clothing that he's wearing?
she's right there with a green top on.
For the record, the witness has identified the defendant, Jarvis Butts, in this matter.
So reflective.
Thank you. And how long, you said he was your fiance.
Yes,
How long in total have you known Mr. Butts?
4 years.
And-
Since 2019.
2019? Is that a yes?
Yes,
And when did you become engaged?
2023.
And can you tell us a little bit about the nature of that relationship? Do you have any children with him? Things
No.
like that.
No children.
Okay. And would Mr. Butts sometimes stay over at your house?
Yes.
How often would that happen?
Pretty often, but we didn't live together.
Okay. I want to take your attention back to January of 2024 and February of 2024. Did there come a time when Jarvis Butts asked you to drive him to court?
Yes.
And when was that?
February 7th.
Of 24?
Yes.
And was there a time before that that you had to drive him to court?
Yes.
And when was that?
January, I think it was the 9th.
Okay.
It was in January. Though.
So you've at least driven him to court twice?
Yes.
Yeah. This is so frustrating because that is his fiance. If you look up, you know, go on TikTok and you look up, you're gonna see how many women came on there for Jarvis Bud. And not on top of that, uh a young 13, 14-year-old is unalive because being with Jarvis Butts and him grooming her like as if she was his girlfriend. And then you look at these grown women get on the stand. You literally shouldn't have walked in there and said nothing about being a fiance. I would even be embarrassed to call him a baby daddy. I would even be embarrassed really to tell the story, how I met him and how I got with him. Because let's get this. When you sit there and you actually think about it, these ladies didn't sit back and think about nothing. They went in. He light skinned. He got long hair, good hair. You dumb. You dumb. Now everything that Naziah felt, he led her on by that. Now that was understandable how she felt because he led her on. She was nothing but a child. Okay? She really didn't know anything about relationships. He made her feel she, like she was feeling like because she wasn't grown no matter what nobody say, oh, she's grown. No, she was groomed. She was groomed. But you have full grown ladies that are saying baby daddy and fiance. You know what I'm saying? Letting them borrow the car, the baby mama letting them borrow the car. Now he got two baby mamas because he ain't even married to Shannon. And I'm gonna show you Shannon and her twin sister in a minute because uh it was a famous podcaster named Mark from Seven Miles in Detroit. And he came and he kind of wanted to do an interview with the other twin sister's boyfriend because the boyfriend was saying the twins were acting weird. You know, the twins, the mama, which is Nazia's grandmother was coaching them over the phone because CPS had came to the grandmother's house, which they should have because they need to get them children. Not that adoption is even better because sometimes they put these children in adoption and they do the same things. They get groomed in there too. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot of wicked in this world, man. So I'm gonna show you the twins in a minute, but yeah, they failed her. You know what I'm saying? And you have to watch your children when if they jittery, because not all of them, you know, become hyper sexual. You know, you if you get what I'm saying, they don't become that. They don't always become that. Sometimes they come hyperactive and you're like, why is it so hyper? Like you would have never thought that something was wrong, but this is sad. So the clip I'm about to show, I'm finna show you a little small clip of the twins and the mother, the grandmother.
You was the last one to see her alive, right?
Yeah, before school.
Before school. So what
I
happened?
told y'all that.
So what happened after school, though?
You figure it out. Y'all got everything right. Yeah.
Just look at them. Just look at them. Just imagine what they thought about that baby. They look like they would be so jealous of her. Because not to mention, Jarvis Butts had relations with both of the twins. This is what the other twins' boyfriend said. And also the other twin boyfriend said he had relations with both of them too. And I said, this is just one nasty circle. Whatever Jarvis carries, all of them got it. All of them got it. This is just crazy. Like, why? Then Shannon, which is the one that was talking, that is the twin that has kids by Jarvis Butts, who unalive allegedly Naziah Harris. But Shannon, I feel like allegedly Shannon helped. And I feel like allegedly she did it. And also the other twin, she knows about it. And I feel like allegedly she was there too. But hey, who am I? Who am I? Just trying to find a way to keep it out there on people's mind that this was a child. She was unalive for what someone else did to her. And y'all kept her mother away. Y'all kept her away so she wouldn't even be, she wouldn't see any of that stuff going on. This picture here is in 2014 before because the grandmother said that she adopted them in 2016. So her mother here, right here. Beautiful lady. Same thing happened to her. But she's like, they did this to my child. When her mother did it to her, and now her mother then did it to her child too. That grandmother, I'm telling you, she had so much evil in her heart and wicked ways. Do you know how I feel how far this woman would go? Have you ever been in people's houses that, I pray to God you haven't, to be honest, but leave in the comments. Have you ever known someone that had parents like that said, you better do this, because we need this pay, we need food in this house, you got to stay here, you got to pay to have a way to stay here? But she got CPS and the government, everybody thinking, oh, she this old lady, the older lady that is taking care of her grandkids while her daughter is out there on drugs, and not knowing the daughter had got SA in the same house, and well, not the same house, under her mom's care, and she let her mom know, and and now her daughter is getting a lot of other people, because from what I heard, this is not Jarvis's first time. He just did not even go down for that, allegedly, but definitely this young lady, Desire spirit, is very strong. Man, I know she attacking they butts, getting them left from right. But that's their own fault. Whatever happens, happens. Whatever happens, happens. It's in God's hand, because that's exactly what Desire is at. Oh, and is it so powerful? It's so powerful. They have messed with the wrong child. They have messed with the wrong child. And from this point on, it's not going to happen again. They're going to go down. And I feel it in my soul that each and every person that is involved in this is going to go down. See, you see how, look at how Shannon and her sister looking, and look how they talking. I want to play that video again. Because look how she talking. Like all big and bad, talking about like we know, y'all know. Now, you want to write your own narrative behind the scenes with your mother and with your sister and everybody involved in this. You're telling them, you're telling your mom and telling y'all what to do and all this type of stuff, because y'all know y'all involved. Y'all did something to that baby. But you can't come out and be, y'all are cowards. You can't tell nobody what you did, because you want to be out here with your kids. You want Jarvis to go down for the whole thing. And I don't feel sorry for him. That's not what I'm saying. But everybody that's involved needs to go down. They need to go down. At this point, go down, go to prison, get life execution, or get it the street way. But you need to go down, because she's talking way too sleek, smart, just to be the last one to see her. Are you crazy? The man asked, you was the last one to see her, right? So how could that not place her being involved? Girl, and you had the nerve. She said, that's what I said.
You was the last one to see her alive, right?
Yeah, before school.
Before school. So what happened?
I told y'all that.
So what happened after school, though?
You figure it out. Y'all got everything right. Yeah.
You figure it out. Y'all got everything put together. You figure it out. Y'all, these people were jealous of this young, beautiful girl. They were jealous. She was jealous. That Shannon is the one that's talking, who he asked the question to. The man that is speaking is Mark from 7 Mile. He has a podcast in Detroit. He has been speaking on this Nazaria case. Been speaking on it. And one of their cousins used to work with Mark at 7 Miles. Now they went their separate ways because I guess they found something out during this interview that I just showed. Because Mark was interviewing and their cousin Roxy was there asking her questions, and she told her she knew that Nazaria was pregnant. She knew it. Shannon knew Nazaria was pregnant. And it goes back to the guy when he spoke on it.
Earlier that day and on the floor, instead of them calling the nurse, they called the counselor. The school failed them. So once Shannon beats on it, she passes out, she dies right there. So they panic. So they get her, the twin sister, help Shannon get her into the mama car, and they go and meet Jarvis. Meet Jarvis out there by where the other girlfriend lives. And Jarvis was going to all these different houses at his different girlfriend house, establishing his alibi. Because he knew what had happened between her and Shannon. That he had nothing to do with it, but knew that he was also the last person seen with her and probably would be questioned too about her being unalive. So once Shannon and the sister go out there to meet them out there, they get rid of the body, right? So once they get rid of the body, he tell them, bring some extra.
Now I believe most of what he say, but not all of what he say, because I also think he is trying to put Jarvis in the clear a little bit, but it's nothing clear about this story. What's clear is that they all is involved. You know what I'm saying? Like from Jarvis to Shannon to the grandmother to the twin sister to the man that was working at the mechanic shop with Jarvis that picked Nazaria up when he seen her coming. Basically, she was going to the shop. The grandmother said on the stand that Jarvis did not come in our house. So why would y'all send Nazaria to the shop then? Or was that only at Shannon's house? Shannon knew about this stuff that was going on between Nazaria and Jarvis. Allegedly. But that's just my opinion. Because I just can't see it. Shannon was the one that said that she would go up today. I think it's Shannon or the grandmother. It's one or the other. Don't quote me on that. But one of them said on that stand that she used to go up, her and her cousin used to go up, which is Jarvis' daughter and Shannon's daughter, used to go to the shop, supposedly help clean up the shop. So nobody can tell me they didn't know what was going on. Y'all failed this young girl. Okay? Y'all failed them. And y'all thought y'all was going to get away with it. But her light shines so bright. So bright. And her spirit is so heavy. To reach all these people, just like the Kenneka Jenkins case. Kenneka reached a lot of people. And Nazaria reaching a lot of people. They not going to give up on her. They not. And they not going to let y'all get away with it. They not. So we must keep this young lady name alive until each and every person that's supposed to be underneath the prison or jail, wherever they may go, be gone. I don't care. They need something. Because what y'all done to her, that she did not deserve that. That was not fair to her. She already had a hard knock life for y'all to do that. And see, that's what they prey on. They prey on the weak. They see that nobody care about you. Always care for your children, care for the people that you have in the proximity of you. Because if you don't show how much you care about them, guess what? That person, you have always have somebody that has their eye on you, paying attention to that. And they treat you like trash behind closed doors. Allow people to do anything to you just because your family don't care about you. So I'm gonna treat you like this. I'm gonna treat you like that. And they're very manipulative. Just like Jarvis, just like Shannon, just like the grandmother, the other twin. The cousin Roxy, she's trying to help, but she also is withholding things too. And also looking at that's my family, and I know this information about my family. Family don't do stuff like that. Family don't do stuff like that. You trying to protect them by leaving Mark in the podcast, but and I hear them like, I love them. Okay, you love your family, but you're hurt and you're traumatized. So when you're hurt and you're traumatized, you don't forgive them like that. You don't. You how did you forgive them? Because Shannon did this to one of the other little cousins, and she spoke out on the podcast, and she was hurt. She kept saying, "I love them." They did it again, and you still love them. These people are not gonna change their ways. And you see, if that would have been Isaiah in years if she still was alive, traumatized. See, they telling you love your family, and then next thing you know, family is doing this ASSA to you, right? That ain't love. That ain't love. That sit up there and traumatize you like that, where you can't get over it like that. That's what happened to the mother. The grandmother is so wicked. She allowing this stuff to happen in her house, around her, and she adopts kids. Sad. These people did not do a good enough check on these people they give these children to. They just throw them somewhere like they a piece of meat. It's just ridiculous, man. It's just ridiculous. This poor baby. Look how beautiful she is. And look how much a mess those them I can't even call them ladies. They don't even act like ladies. They act very childlike. Like, I don't know better. I gotta call my mama for everything. I don't know better. I don't know not to do this. I don't know not to do that. But also sudden to go after a 13-year-old because she's pregnant, but you did not go after Jarvis. You went after the 13-year-old. Your blood. Your niece. That just shows you how much they didn't care about the mother. Because look how they treated the child. But once again, you guys, like I said, like I want to say, rest in peace to Naziah. And I do pray very, very soon that these people get caught. I do know Jarvis he's in jail now. But I know he's not the only one that has something to do with it. And I hope he starts singing. Because each and every one of them need to go down. Um, normally and sometimes you'll be like, pray for the family. And I'm like, I don't, it's very hard to pray for these motherfuckers. And I have to say that. I really want them to go down. This is heartbreaking. Oh, beautiful, beautiful young lady is gone because of this. And do you know what they had the nerve to say? You don't find no body. And you guess what the rest was that came behind that. Let me know in the comment. This is what the ones that are involved said. Don't find no body. What you think they said after that? And can't nobody tell me they ain't involved. Especially after saying something like that. See, they already had it planned. So that's why they say stuff like that. But thank you guys for watching. If you have not, please go to my Instagram and follow me on Instagram. Follow me on Facebook. Please hit that like. Hit that like and please comment. Say, hey, how you doing? Something. Let me know you came here. Let me know you stopped by. I would gratefully appreciate it. And please subscribe to my YouTube channel if you have not already. I would gladly appreciate it. And I want to say thank you for watching. Please watch till the end. And I would gladly appreciate it. So this is the end of this video, and I thank you. Peace out.